Welcome, my name is Malene. I am the Playful Knitter, both here on YouTube and on Instagram, if you want to head on over there and check out what I'm doing. Sometimes I post a lot and sometimes not. It all depends. I am a Danish knitter. I'm coming to you from the northern part of Denmark, where I live with my husband. Our two girls, Ella is 13. She just had her confirmation last Sunday. And Augusta is 18. And we also have two cats. Fingers crossed. No cat circus today, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm here to chat about knitting, but also play a little bit of music, as usual. But also to celebrate because, ta-da! Can you believe it? I've been here chatting for 5 years. Not as the Playful Knitter. I did start out as Strik og Musik, a Danish podcast, and then I changed it to the Playful Knitter 2-3 years ago. I honestly don't remember. Time is just flying by when you're having fun. But yes, we're going to chat about knitting. It has been a while since I've done a regular episode like this. I recently did Vlogster, Vlogs for Easter. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, for commenting, for interacting. It was a blast. I enjoyed myself so very much. I did share some things that are a bit tough at the moment, and you guys are just so kind and sweet and supportive, and I really appreciate that so very much. But we're here for the knitting, so let's jump on in. As I said, I haven't been here for a while, so I have quite the amount of FOs and a tiny bit of whips to show you. Where should we start? Should we start right there? Let's do that. Now, disclaimer, I've not washed or blocked any of these. Life's been going on, so no washing of the knits, but hey, they're still done. I knit the Vertices Unite by Stephen West, and as soon as I cast it off, as soon as I bound off, I wanted to cast on another one. This is a really fun knit and a wonderful way to use scraps. I had an advent from CamijoKnit, last year and the year before that, but this is the 2023 advent with the Danish painter Anna Anker. And even though I'd done one shawl already, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a Amber O'Brien shawl. I still had plenty of yarn to mix and match and do. I did the large version actually of the Vertices Unite. So here we go. Let's see if I can show you. All these beautiful and wonderful colors. And as I'm sitting here and showing you, I'm thinking, did I show this already? But if I did, hey, you can't show a pretty thing too much. Yes, it is just wonderful and beautiful, and I love it so very much. I always wear my shawls like this, and it is perfect. So when we're back to winter, I will be warm and cozy and comfortable. This red color was the main skein, so the 100 gram skein, and all the others that I had left, some I had just a little snippet and some I had almost 20 grams, so I just went to town and knit as the pattern said. I did not make any modifications or anything. And if I ran out of a color in the middle of a section, I just added another one. So this is a very scrappy Vertices Unite, but I love it so very, very much. Yeah. I think I chatted about last time that this section it's not my favorite colors. But like in a whole, like as a whole, in a whole, it's going really good for me today. All in all, I like the combination of the colors. I think they go together very well. All right, let's jump to something that I hopefully can explain better than that. One thing that I learned during the last vlogs and all your comments and stuff is that you know me so well. That's an amazing thing to experience. Some of us have never and probably will never meet in person, but you're just so attentive and you notice things and yeah. So all that to say, you know that I'm a sock knitter. So stretch out, get your knitting out, maybe get yourself a little drink because we're going to look at 8 pairs of socks. Let's start with Lars's socks. For the last year or so, I've been knitting up all the Opal Van Gogh, their Van Gogh line for Lars, and I am done now. So I have no socks on the needles for Lars, and it feels kind of weird. Not that I don't have any other Opal yarns, I had the goal to knit these 8 pairs of socks for him, and he wears them so very, very much. So here are the last 2 pairs. I will leave the colorways and patterns I talk about and everything in the description box below. Makers, yarn dyers, all that jazz. So if you want to know something and I don't say it here, or if it's not on the screen, just tap the little arrow more thingy and it'll drop down and there'll be all the information for you. Yes. So this is one pair. And the sock buddy. I love this colorway so very much. And thankfully, Lars is not afraid of colors. He doesn't wear a lot of color on his clothes, but for his socks, I think it's like his party, clothes party. Yes, but this is one pair. For him, I always cast on 64 stitches. We did modify them a little bit because he mentioned that he would like the leg to be a little longer, so I do a 60 round leg, and then after the heel flap and gusset and after the decreases for the gusset, I also do 60 rounds for the foot and then a wedge toe. And he is a European size 44, 45. So yeah. And the second pair for him is this colorway. They're kind of Christmassy, but not. And he was like, doesn't matter. I can wear them anyways. We're well into the spring here in Denmark, and summer is definitely on his way. But Lars is still wearing his hand-knit socks. So yeah, I'm very proud. I don't know. Such festive colorways. Make me happy. And then a pair for Ella, my youngest. These color palette socks. I did a test knit with these colors for Stephen West. I don't remember if that pattern is out yet, so I can't show you that sock. But she saw this combination of the yarns and she was like, Mom, I really would like a pair of socks like that. And the test knit that I did, there's a little something with the cuff. It was too tight. Yeah, so I just knit one sock and I didn't want to knit the other, to be honest. It'll be fine in the final pattern. Everything is revised and stuff, so it's not a problem. But I just thought that then I could knit another pair of color palette socks by Laurel Knits in this yarn combination for Ella. This right here is a Jawoll. And this is also Lang Yarns. It's called Mille Colori. Colorways, description box. And she likes shorties, so that's why they're shorties. Okay, so speaking of test knits, are you still there? We're going for pair number 4 now. We're midway for the socks. I got to test knit a wonderful pair. Another wonderful pattern for Kim from 3 by the Sea Designs. She really makes the most wonderful sock patterns. So if you don't know them, check them out. They're on Etsy, linked. That's where they sell their patterns as well. And they hand dye yarn and everything. And I wish they were not in Florida. but my bank account probably doesn't. Beautiful colors, beautiful notions, beautiful bags. I'm a fan. But back to the socks. I'm digressing, I know. These are the Saber socks. There's 2 of them. Like this. Inspired by Star Wars. I have watched them with Lars when we were first dating. And they're not really my jam. I know that might be a really bad thing to say, but we all have different taste. So yeah, but I did watch them just to be a good girlfriend and hang out with him. Yeah. They were fine. We watched them multiple times. I don't think I need to watch them again. But these Saber socks. And then Kim also dyed a colorway with all the colors from like the lightsabers and stuff. Very, very cool. This colorway is dyed by me, so it doesn't have a color name. And this is a scrap I had from Alonelysocklady, one of her minis. I think it might be the sage color, but I'm not sure. But the main color is this one. And speaking of celebration and 5-year Podaversary, hang on tight, stay tuned until the end of this episode. Something might be coming up. But yes, the Saber socks, again, I did a shorty version, but you can do the length of the leg just as you like. And this little pattern right here is very easy to memorize. So they're almost vanilla, and I love that. So it's like a vanilla sock, but just with a little something to keep you interested. And the heel in the pattern is an Eye of Partridge heel. Not my favorite, and when I knit them again, I will probably do the slip stitch heel flap and gusset. The only reason being, I can make it prettier. This is a bit dodgy. Look at the edges right there. Not too pretty, and I'm a perfectionist. This does not have anything to do with the pattern, only my skills. All right, vanilla socks. I had a long time, some months ago, I'd cast on these vanilla socks and started out with one colorway, and the yarn just kind of bothered me, so I changed it. I kept the little pop of color here on top. There's 2. And then I added this colorway from the Danish yarn dyer Painter's yarn. It's called Puff the Magic Dragon. And now these vanilla socks are done. Kind of shorties, kind of just not really. I guess shorties would be like down here, but they're not long. They're not a long-legged sock. Again, a slip stitch heel flap and gusset, just the way I like it, in a wedge toe. And on the first sock, I had not a lot of this orange, so I split the yarn into 2, and then I did these little pups of color and then knit, and then when I reached the toe, I just knit until I didn't have any more and then added this little thing out there. It looks a little funky, but it's okay. I got to use all the yarn, and that is so satisfying. I'm very much into knitting the scrappy socks at the moment, as you'll see in just a little minute. It's just using up those scraps, going into your stash and just shopping for colors. That's a deal for me these days. I love that. And then a vanilla sock to calm my brain. Perfection. I've said it many times, so sorry for the repetition, but for myself, I cast on 56 stitches, and after the cuff and the leg, I increased to 64, do the heel and then the foot and so on and so forth. I knit all my socks, also Lars's with the Opal yarn, on a 2.25 millimeter needle. My Jawoll needles are my favorite. Yeah, I love it. It's the perfect combination for me. Alrighty. Okay, almost done with the socks. These are also Opal yarn, but they're for myself. Oh boy, I don't remember which line these are from. So excuse me, but either I'll put it on the screen or in the description box. But I just love this colorway. I was on a tour with my choir and we just had some time off and went downtown. And my friend and I, we found a knitting store and they had opal yarn. And this colorway reminds me so much of a towel I had as a toddler. And I got all nostalgic and I bought this for myself. So now I have socks in the color of the towel I had as a baby. Same deal as the last one, just a vanilla sock. And there's two. Yay. Okay, now for the scrappy socks. I have two finished pairs to show you. One DK weight and one fingering. Let's start with the DK weight. These are the ones. I was watching a podcast and this wonderful knitter, I can't remember who, I'm sorry, but she was knitting DK weight scrappy socks just by holding fingering weight yarn double. And I was like, I have to do that, like right away. So I cast on this pair and I cast on 44 stitches on a 3.25 millimeter needle. And then just before the heel flap, after the leg, I increased to 48 stitches. And it fits me very nicely. They're a bit loose, but that's okay because I don't wear my DK weight socks in my shoes. I don't really like the feeling of that, but they're perfect house socks for winter time. And they're so dodgy because there's no rhyme or reason with how many stripes or anything. I just knit. I was like, okay, I don't want to knit that color anymore. Added a new one, ran out of yarn, added another one. And I knit them simultaneously, so at least they're the same. Maybe you can see it. And then the cuff and the toe is also this colorway because I had some left over after the Saber socks and I still have a little bit left. But yeah, DK weight vanilla sock, slip stitch heel flap gusset, 3.25 millimeter needle, cast on 44, increase to 48. Yeah, that's the deal. Scraps. Very, very, very lovely. I also really like to knit blankets, and you'll see some progress on my DK jelly roll in just a minute. I also really enjoy a Cozy Memories blanket, and these socks that I'm going to show you now, I call my Cozy Memories socks because the yarn was a gift from a swap that I did with Cherie from Ollie and Bella. And I did scrappy socks with them. Again, there's two. And this time I did a certain number. I think I did 10 rows per color. Or 12. I don't remember. I think that is so lovely. I did another swap with Marta some time ago. And I also did a pair of socks with the little minis that we swapped. And it's just so every time I wear those socks, I'm like, okay, these socks are from Marta and these are from Cherie. And I love that so very, very much. So another wonderful Cozy Memories pair of socks for me. Same thing as the others, cast on 56, increase to 64, blah, blah. You know the drill. We made it. 8 pairs of socks. Yeah. Let's take a sip of something and then we'll chat whips. I promise there are not as many. And then after that, I'll play you a little music. Let's start with something that is definitely not a pair of socks. In here is my Love Note sweater. The design is by Tin Can Knits. And I am co-hosting a knit along at the moment and it runs until July 14th. Co-hosting with Charlotte from Horslevstræk and Lone from Alonelysocklady. And this has been in the corner of shame for about a week now. It's not the sweater's fault, it's my fault, because I thought that I was a sweater knitter for a moment there. I'm not. Let me show you the yarn first. Let's get the good things. I am holding these two double. This is Monostole from Camaros, and this is the color. Where's the color? Oh, it's just called Lemon Yellow 9030, but I think they discontinued this, which is sad because it's really lovely and has like little sparkle to it. And then this one from Garna. This is their Nobilis yarn. It's super fine lamb's wool, 100%. And this is the color 613, just called yellow. And together they make this color. Oops, that's the back. Ta-da! So actually, I'm almost done, but I'm not, because I am going to rip out this entire part, the body. I think I'm going to try it on again. It's something to do with the drape and the fact that I cast on extra stitches underneath the arm, because I don't know why. Total brain fart. I thought I could, yeah, I'm not even going to try to explain it. It was just stupid. Up here, I started from the ribbing and then knit down. I didn't do the provisional cast on. No, I didn't want to. So I just did more like a ranunculus and then knit all the way top down. So up here I have 74 stitches instead of the number that is in the pattern, which is way less than that. But that is very good for me because I like a bit more room with the neck. I don't like if it fits too tight. It's very uncomfortable for me. So the way that it fits up here and with the pattern and everything, I'm very, very happy with that. And then for the body, if it's the yarn combination, I don't know. I don't have enough experience to say anything about that, but just, it hangs kind of weird. I'm going for positive ease, that's for sure, but positive ease in the right way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna try it on again someday. And then if I still don't like it, I'm going to rip it back and then just cast on a number of stitches underneath the arm that the pattern calls for, and then knit the body and add the sleeves. I'm going for either a short sleeve or maybe 3/4. I don't know yet, we'll see. Also depends on how much yarn I have, because I might have to play a little bit of yarn check-in. I am knitting the size medium, and it fits me. But this is just, it's not too much positive ease, it's just, it fits me weird. I don't know. We shall see what will happen, but it will be done. And I have all the time until July 14th. So I think I'm going to make it. Are you knitting along on the Spring Love Note? Spring Love Note 2025, that's the hashtag. Let me know in the comments if you're knitting too. I enjoy seeing them so very, very much. Alrighty. In here is a blanket and a shawl. The blanket, let's go with that one first. The blanket is my DK weight jelly roll, and I am knitting that on I think I'm on a 3.75 millimeter. Can I see that on the needle? Yes, I am. That is a US 5. And I'm almost done. This is in an advent from Alonelysocklady. She did the stripy advent last year, and with the same colors as the stripes, she also did like a speckled version. And the speckled version is what I'm holding double to make a DK weight. I have these colors left to add, And then after that, I have the Advent for the Danish Kings and Queens by Christina Bjerk. I will add those. And then I will also add this year's Advent from Lona. She's doing a stripy Advent and the speckled Advent with the same theme. That is Nordic mythology. And if I might say so myself, the colors are going to be amazing. I just love the cohesiveness of them this year. It's very, very nice. I was fortunate to get to go and visit Lona and collaborate with her on these colors. So very, very fun. Let me see. Let me scoot back a little bit, see if I can show you. I have no idea what you're seeing right now because I can't see through this. Oh, that's pretty good. And my idea is that this is the width of the blanket, and then I'll just make it longer and longer until I have the length that I want. So it's not that wide, but it's perfect for me in my magic chair. And now for the shawl. I cast this on the day before yesterday. It is the Sea Dragon by Amber O'Brien, and this is her different versions. There's a large one, a smaller one, and then there's a collar too. I think that is in DK weight. I think the collar is in DK weight. Let's see. Yes, there's a fingering weight small and large shawl. Then there's a DK weight collar and shawl. Okay, so you get all those in just one pattern. And I really want to make the collar as well because one of my besties, she likes those type of things, and that might be a birthday present idea for her. And I'm knitting this in my Advent from last year by CamijoKnit. She had the Hans Christian Andersen themed one. Oh, the fairy tales. And let me show you the yarn. These are the last 12. These are the first 6 that I'm already done with. And then I have the other 6 right here in the bag. And I'm using the 100-gram skein as the main, or the contrast color is what they call it in the pattern. I am knitting the small version, which calls for 24 different colors, so could that be more perfect? And this is how far I am. I am loving the way this is turning out. I really enjoy the project, just knit-wise, because it's all knit stitches, almost. And I think it's so cool. I love that. And then you can sit there and go, oh, that's an ugly duckling. This one is a nightingale, and this is the Little Mermaid. And oh, that's so lovely. I enjoy that so very, very much. I think that this is the perfect way to display an Advent. Even though these colors, you might say they don't go together, but all in all, I love it. I am making one modification for one reason only, that the needle that she calls for was on another project. It calls for a 3.75 millimeter needle, and that's in my DK Jelly Roll blanket. So I am on a 3.5 millimeter. That's fine. Then I don't have to tighten things up. I can just knit and relax my hands. This is very wonderful. I like it. And I am very happy with the way the fabric is turning out. As you can see, I already weaved in some of my ends just because it kind of annoys me to have these hang in there. So I just take a break every once in a while and weave them in. Also makes it very nice and easy that when I'm done, I'm done. Very pretty. So yeah, I'll just continue knitting on that. But I worked on it a little bit yesterday, but the first 6 colors I finished in, I knit a little bit. I cast it on in the afternoon and then I knit on in the evening. So it is the shorter part of the shawl, but still, It's not slow knit, I feel. Yeah. All right, 2 more whips to show you before I will play you some music. And those are socks. I do have more whips, but these are the ones that are being worked on. So you'll see the others when I pick those back up. Scrappy vanilla socks. And for these, they're dodgy vanillas as well, because I just knit them out of rows that I feel like knitting them in tandem. So same amount of rows on each sock of the colors, but like this one has 12 and this one has like 6 or something. So yeah. And a heel. All kinds of scraps in my little mini flower pot bag right there. And some of them I use up, some of them I don't. So I just, when they're this small, I have a box that I put them in. So like with mini scraps, and maybe I'll use them for like a little chickie. This is the Emotional Support Chickie by Knitting Tree LA. I did a couple of those, or was it just one? I think so. I finished one during Vlogster, and I had knit a couple others before. So yeah, those are fun and a very, very good way to use up your very tiny scraps. I love yellow. As you can probably tell, this is my favorite bag, and I want to do more of these. What'd you call those? Not patchwork. I don't know, scrappy bag, whatever. In here is the very first design that my friend Karen and we have the Sock Knitters Club together. The very first design that let me grab a sock blocker, that we did together. The Back to the 80s socks, and I'm knitting myself another pair. The original pair in DK weight, I knit for Ella. And then I did a pair for myself in my size, also in DK weight, but it was fingering held double. And then I had these 2 colorways in my stash, and I've just wanted to knit them together. This orange one is, hold on one second. I'm on fire. Yes, I'm on fire. It is by Colori on her Celia DK base. And I'm pairing it with this one. It's called Oken. That is Water Lily by the Danish yarn dyer It's Yarn. And Malene, she's closing up shop. She was the very first hand-dyed yarn that she was the first one I ever purchased from. And I am just such a fan of her colors. Again, full respect. You need to take care of yourself and do what's best for you. But I will so miss her colors. So if you're watching, Malene, thank you for all the wonderful colors that you have given us through the years. And these 2, in my opinion, just go perfectly together. And I'm done with the first sock. Whoops, there goes the bag. And I love them. They're so much fun. They look fine here on the blocker, but I like the, words today, Malene. The drop down effect. There's a word for it, I know, but I can't think of it right now, but you know what I mean. It looks even better when you wear it. And this 2-colored brioche is just, it's fun to knit. And then after you do it, because it does take a little while, not long, but then after, it's like the rest of the sock just swoosh and it's done. It's amazing. DK weight, I did the medium size, 48 stitches. on a 3.25 millimeter needle. Yes. I have the second one on the needles already. Let me see if I can dig that out. It's just a cuff. There we go. So I'm ready for some two-colored brioche. And then I will have a pair of DK Weight Back to the 80s socks by Sock Knitters Club. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. I think it look really, really good with this contrast. I know that might be a little too flashy for some, but I really like it. We made it, y'all. Through all the FOs and all the whips. Well done if you're still here. Excuse me, Cat Circus. If you watched Vlogster, you know that I've not been well. I have some problems with my neck. That makes it so I can't play piano as much as I would like. I am better. I am having treatments and stuff, so let's not talk about all that. But just to say that today, I have not been able to sit down and film so you can see me play, but I did have some music that I have recorded previously, but it's just with the sound. So instead of seeing me play today, you will hear me play. And then I went out for a little walk and recorded some B-roll for you guys, because this time of the year is one of my favorites. I also really like the colors in the fall, but you know, when everything kind of blooms and we have the pink trees with all the pink leaves and the just bright greens and all the flowers, it's just, to me, it feels like the world is coming back to life. And I really, really enjoy that so very much. I don't enjoy when it's very warm, but I like the sun and a cool breeze. Yeah. So, and as I said, also we had Ella's confirmation last Sunday. It was just such a wonderful day. We celebrated her. We went to the church. She did her confirmation of her baptism and we went home. We had a big tent in the backyard. It took up like the whole entire backyard. When the tent guys came to put it up, they're like, it won't fit. And I'm like, it will fit, because we had the same type of tent for Augusta's confirmation. He got kind of annoyed with me. It's like, well, your boss went out here and he measured the backyard, and I think that he would know. And then he was like, okay, fine. And he started to put up the tent and it fit. And then he got a bit more annoyed because I was right. Yeah, it was kind of funny. But he put up the tent and everything was nice. And I took a bit of footage of us getting everything ready. And you'll see like a picture of the tables with the like little pink table runner. That is one that has been, and the little pink horseshoes, that has been in the family for a lot of years. It was used for my sister's baptism, and they're quite a bit older than me. They're in their 60s. So yeah, and I love keeping traditions like that, and the fact that I still have those little table runners to put on there is just, it makes me so happy. Yeah. And it kind of makes me feel like all the people that are not with us anymore, you know, they were there at some point when these things were used. So it's kind of, yeah, they're definitely with us in our hearts. Last time when we had a confirmation in the family for Augusta, my mom was still here. Not my dad, unfortunately, but now, yeah. They're both somewhere else. So it's nice to have something from them there. Yeah. All right, before I get too emotional, let me invite you to sit back, relax, and let your stitches flow. I also have a little bit of eye candy to share with you today, and I actually want to chat about these sock blockers because these are amazing. I've showed you the prototype, a gray pair, earlier, where the leg was quite a bit shorter and it was a bit more narrow, and they had me and some other people test them, and they did some modifications, and they're just wonderful now. So they gifted me a finished pair, and I really, really like these. And look at that. It has my name on it. How cool is that? So I got to choose colors among a lot of colors, and I got to choose if I wanted my name on there. And they are, maybe you can see here, 3073 3D print on Instagram. They will be linked. And then what you get is a bag like this with all the things in there. Let me get it out so I can show you better. So there's, of course, 2 of them. I'm just holding up one. And here's all their information. They 3D print all kinds of things. And then for the sock blockers, there's like the long leg. You can also do the short leg. And then what you do is you switch out the toe to fit the size of the sock that you're knitting. You just go like this, you push and you pull. And then you can add, like if I was knitting for Lars, I would get these longer ones. And then you just line it up like this, oops, and click. And then you have a longer foot. Isn't that cool? So yeah, oh, I didn't do it right. Yeah. Not really a great ad person. Yeah. So it has been on the screen and at the start of the episode, but yes, this is an ad because I was gifted these first to test and now to use. And I'm very much a fan. I really like this system. I think it is so versatile. And yeah, you can use it for all lengths of socks. It is very long for this leg, but that's good for like Lars. He likes his socks long. And the ones that I have, they just fit, but I could make them a little longer. Sometimes I would like to do that. So this is just perfect. And also for shorties, and then, you know, for the variety of sizes, I would say, if I could speak. Yes. So a big recommendation from me, link. Yeah. And then when Malene, she announced that she was closing up shop, I was actually in the middle of choir practice, and we had a break, and I got the email, and I just swooshed out of the room, and I went on the website and I grabbed what I could, which was these beautiful colors right here. Let's see. These 2 are single merinos. This is burnt caramel, and this one is old rusty car. And this one is a sock yarn, and it's called Pheasant. But actually, I kind of like these 3 together too. I hadn't really thought about that. I just grabbed colors that I liked and that I thought would go with the colors that I already have, because in all honesty, I do have quite a few. I just, you know, that I didn't need more yarn, but it was like the last time I could ever get Malene's yarn. So yeah, you know, I think I showed restraint. I only purchased 3. And now for something that just blew me away. As I said in the beginning, you guys notice things that sometimes I don't even know myself. And I am blown away by your attentiveness. I received a gift. Karina, she texted me, she sent me a message and she said, well, you might have something coming today or tomorrow. I'm like, okay. What is it? I got all shy and stuff and like, oh, what to say. So please know that even though I might be very weird about it, I am very, very, very grateful. And there goes the cat circus. Kitty, you're not supposed to be on the piano. All right, let me show you this and see what happens. Look what she sent me. I love the Grinch, and I've never seen these in Denmark. And then last, I think it was during Vlogmas, wasn't it, Karina, that I saw yours. I'm like, I need to go to Germany or something so I can get one of these. And she bought one for me. Isn't it amazing? I love it. So now I am ready for it to be Vlogmas. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I've already texted you and we've spoken, so, but I love it so very much. That was a gift for me. Now for gift for you guys. In April 2020, I put up my first episode of Strike og Musik in Danish. And I can't believe it's been 5 years. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you who watch and subscribe and leave me comments. And it's such a gift to get to meet you. I know a lot of us don't meet in person, but I still feel that I get to know you guys through this community. And it makes me very, very happy and very grateful. So let's celebrate 5 years. And as I said, I do have an extra skein of this that I dyed myself. And I will ship anywhere in the world. So what you do if you would like to win this skein is you leave me a comment and you leave me the piano emoji. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. You can write anything you want, but just if you want to participate in the giveaway, just put a little piano emoji. So if you don't really feel like writing anything, sometimes it's like hard to find something to say. If you're like having a day where you don't really want to write or speak, just put the little piano emoji up there and you'll still be eligible to win this skein of yarn. Right there. I do want to say I will announce the winner on the next regular episode right here on screen and put up the picture just per usual. So please don't be fooled by anybody contacting you or replying to your comment and saying that you won. We don't want anybody to get hurt or scammed or anything like that. So next time I see you sitting right here, I will announce the winner of this skein and ask for a mailing address to ship it out. Thank you again so very, very much for being here. I wish you all the best and lots of hygge. Take care.